Hello everyone, good afternoon. It is Michelle Litwiller with Owl Star Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today is June 19th, 2024, and I'm here with another card class for you. So we will get started in just a second. I had planned to go live at 2 o'clock today, but sometimes life is crazy. And anyway, I had to shift it back an hour. So here we are. And always the replay will be over on YouTube, so you can check that out as well. So we will get started in just a second. I have 4 beautiful cards for you that you're not going to want to miss out on. And we will get started. All right, I'm going to see if this will let me share to my group real quick. And since I am a little bit delayed. Hi, Linda. Yes, please leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. Hello, Marsha. Hi, friends. All right. So tonight, make sure you guys join me tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over in my private group. I've posted about it and I've emailed it out, but we're going to be doing a kit sale starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have over 200 card kits, past classes, stuff like that. In the past, they have all sold out. So it will be a lot of fun. My daughter's going to be helping me as well as my husband, Ryan. So because of that happening this evening, I wanted to do my crafting earlier today, this afternoon. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. Good. I'm seeing a lot of your comments come through. I'm so glad you guys found me. And please like and subscribe if you have not already. You can follow me on Facebook on my business page, Owl Star Stampers. And also, if you have not, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do that so we can get to 10,000 subscribers. Share it with all your friends that like to craft and paper craft and all the good things. I appreciate you guys. And then you can also give me comments and thumbs up and all the interactions. Okay, don't forget to join my email list right here, owlstarstampers.com/email. That's where you're going to find all the information, tutorials, all the fun stuff like that. And I will let you know that me and Denise are going to be launching a cute, adorable, something we've never done before. She actually created this amazing little mini album. And so that will be coming out in the next few days. So that will be going out to my email list first. So make sure you're on the email list so you don't miss out on any fun events and activities and sales and stuff like that. We have somebody from the Netherlands. Thank you for joining me. And I see Mary in Pennsylvania. Hi, Barb. Donna said, hi, Donna Joy. Hi from Pennsylvania. I usually cannot watch the live videos. Well, I'm glad you're here. All right, so email is where you're going to want to be. Join that so you are in the know. And finally, this is my shopping link so you guys can go shopping. So a lot of time, I've been doing a lot more videos the last couple months. And when I usually do a video with 3 or 4 cards, I do get emails and messages asking me if they can get the card kit if they place an order. And I typically only do that once, maybe twice a month. It's last month I did 2 times. So this time you can get the kit as well if you place an order with me using the host code. And I think it is the same host code that I had earlier. I just ran out of time, but I will go by the date. So if you ordered the beginning of the month through, I think it was Sunday night, you will be getting my virtual card class. That's all packed up and ready to ship out. I'm waiting for my order to come today. And so that will go out hopefully tomorrow for you, Friday at the latest. So if you ordered the beginning of June through Sunday, you'll be getting the virtual class for June with that code. And then if you order today through Sunday, you will get in on this class. And so here's the code you can use. But we have 4 new cards, 4 new beautiful cards. So I always listen to you guys and try to accommodate when I can. So today, hello from Puerto Rico, Jeanette. Hi, Stacy. Today we're using the Thoughtful Wishes bundle. So this bundle is currently, let me get rid of that code. This bundle is currently on sale. It's 10% off. So all of our stamp and die bundles are 10% off. They're normally 10% off, and now you get an additional 10% off. So I'm going to be featuring this today. Also, our die cutting machines are 10% off, the baby ones, the small ones, as well as the big machine. So that's really cool because those are normally, the machines are normally regular price. These are what the dies look like in this set. Okay, let me show you. Well, this one is flipped around. So here's the set of dies. So I believe this bundle is on sale for $49.50. So it's normally normally the 10% is $55.75, and through the end of this month, it's $49.50. So that's a little bit of a savings for you. What I love about this is there's a whole suite of products, and I've done a video already on some of the paper, but the paper is absolutely beautiful. It keeps, like, it's in stock right now. So actually that's what you're gonna get, is a half a pack of this paper. And some of you might already have it, but you're gonna want more, friends, because it's just so pretty. It's kind of like watercolored. It looks like it's painted, just beautiful sceneries. It's just so lovely. And I'm using bigger pieces, so it's just easier for me to send you the paper, and you can cut it down and have even extra. So what we're gonna do is just kind of like we do our virtual class. If you order at least $35 with me, you'll get something something like this. Actually, I think I did this incorrect. To get this class, I'm going to have to correct it. I wasn't thinking right. To get this one, it's going to have to be a minimum $50 order, because I have to give you the paper, and that's my thank you gift. So the minimum is $50 for this one, a $50 order. You can order anything you want. You'll get half a pack of this beautiful Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. So I'm sorry, I do have it incorrect in the description because I've never done this before. So, but anyway, you'll get the card kit like this, and then you'll get a half a pack of this, and you're just going to need your own gems, which you're going to see we have tons of gems you can use. You'll be getting the ribbon we're going to use, but you'll want some linen thread because we're going to use that. All right, so you'll also want the bundle too, or you can substitute with another floral bundle, but this one is really beautiful. So let's get started. Let's quit chatting and get busy making some cards. Okay, so our first card, well, let's look at this bundle a little bit. It has a lot of different sentiments. Dearest friend, thinking of you fondly, thanks, missing you, you make life better, and I appreciate you. There's some of these beautiful images here, and then look at this. This is even a little splatter. You guys know I like to flick my markers to get that little splatter in the background. Well, if you don't want to ruin your markers, or if you're hesitant of that, here's a perfect little stamp that will do that for you. This is a red rubber cling stamp set. And then it does have the coordinating set of dies, which to complete these cards, I'll give you the paper for the die cutting, and you will have to do that because some of them are pretty intricate. Again, if you don't have this and you want to order, you could, we have tons of flower bundles that you could, I'm sure, substitute something with. But I do love this. So let's start off with card number one. We're going to start kind of simple and ease our way in. So again, just use that host code through, what is it, Sunday. Minimum $50, which most of you do that anyway, and you will get this. So our first card, this is what you'll have inside. We have a thick white card base, a piece of boho blue cardstock. You'll have a little scrap of white, and then you're going to have to find your 6x6 paper. So we're gonna use this sheet right here, this piece, it just looks so pretty and watercolored. The back is also very beautiful. It's very hard to pick which side to use. You'll get 2 pieces of each of them, so you can make a lot. You'll be able to make a lot more cards. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this piece you will have to cut down. And so I'm going to, I want this, see this line that it's a little bit darker here? I want that to show on my paper, but I also want this like purple and the blue up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm bringing in my paper trimmer, and I want, like, let's say maybe about a 1/2 inch or so below that dark line. So I'm just gonna cut, I'm just gonna eyeball that. I see like my little 1/2 inch here, which is kind of like around where that line is. So I'm gonna cut that off, and then you can save this and use this later. And then I'm gonna turn it this way, and now I need it to be 3 3/4. So I use a lot the bottom numbers, probably because I can see them better. So I'm going to 3 3/4, and I'm going to cut that top off. Now this piece we're going to use in the inside of our card, so I'm going to set that down here, and I'm going to turn it this way, and we're going to go to 5 inches. Down here you can't see the 5 inches, so that's why I'm going up here to 5 inches, and we're going to trim that down. All right, so now we're ready to go. So isn't this paper just absolutely stunning? So pretty. All right, now on this designer paper, we're actually going to do some stamping. So we're going to take this image right here. Speaking of, this is a $1 million inspired set. This is from $1 Million Sales Achiever Lori Krause. So I love those $1 million sets. I always purchase them. And so you can tell by that little gold like medallion thing there. So we're going to use this image, and we're going to use the Dearest friend. So let me grab my stamps that I need. Okay, and then we're going to be using 2 ink colors for this one. I'm going to be using Boho Blue. That coordinates with this, and then Night of Navy. This Petunia Pop also coordinates. I love, there's so many colors. I grabbed my block. Can't read it. Block E, maybe? Yeah, it's a bigger block. And then I have my Winka Stella glitter brush too. So those are kind of some of the things we're gonna need. The first thing is the Night of Navy. And I do have my silicone mat here. I need to bring in my glass mat. I set it aside to clean off my desk, and I never brought it back on. So I've been using my little silicone mat and my foam mat. Okay, so I have the blue going at the bottom here. You can do it, you can change it, you can use the back side, however you guys like it. And then this image I'm going to stamp kind of like right here in the Night of Navy ink pad. So there we go. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me. Kathy said, hello from Maine. It's 96 degrees here today. I think it might be close to that here today too. We've had a heat wave in Michigan this week. On Monday, it got like 101. I think the actual temp was like 94, 95 something. And then the rest of the week, it's been in the 90s. And my kids are still in school. Tomorrow is their last day. We have like a balanced school calendar. So they'll get off, and they'll have 8 weeks off, and then they start back earlier than everybody else too. But we get time off throughout the year, like in October and February when nobody else does. Plus we get the other breaks. But anyway, their practices are being canceled because it's too hot. And we definitely get it in the winter when it's too cold. So now it's too hot. So it's unusually hot. It does get that hot in the summer, but not usually until the end of July or August. So it's definitely been a hot one here. Hello everyone. It's 87, Joan said, in Canada. All right, before I go any further, I'm going to take my Stella brush and I'm going to pull in here on these leaves. Let me try to zoom in, and you can see when you use this, it kind of is a little bit like a watercoloring and a little sparkle effect at once. Do you see how it's pulling the ink, because our ink is water-based, and it's filling in the color and adding a little bit of sparkle. I love to do this with my images. We're going to do this a couple times today. So if you, I think the last retreat, you guys got a Stella. If you ran out, get another one. Hopefully they're available. They were unavailable for a really long time, but I really like to do that. Okay, so I filled that in, and you probably can't tell, but it is shimmery. Okay, we're done with the Night of Navy. Now we need the boho blue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our scrap and our sentiment, and we're also gonna bring in this little splatter mark here, and we're going to use that. So I opened up my boho blue ink pad, and on this little scrap, we're gonna stamp this. Your scrap might look different than mine if you do any ordering to get this kit. And then the little splatter mark here, look at, I didn't even get the thing on. We're going to just add a little bit to the background. So I stamped it once. I'm gonna come over here and stamp it again, and then even up here a third time. So it's like variation of colors. And then I'm gonna, you can stamp it even off on your silicone mat, and I'm gonna add, I'm trying to look at my sample here, and then there, and then I'm gonna stamp it off and do one kind of up here. So you can do as much or as little or none, but that's what we got so far. And then our last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go back in with our glitter brush, and if you can see this barrel here, when you get a brand new one, and it says push, you're gonna push gently. Well, first there's a little black ring. You're gonna unscrew this, take the little black thing out, throw it away, and then put it back together. And then where you push, you're gonna gently push, and you'll see the glitter starting to come through the barrel. If you squeeze too much, it will drip on your paper and wherever. So just be mindful of that if you've never used this. I love this because it's really not messy. Now what I wanna do is I wanna splatter some glitter in the background. So I'm gonna squeeze it, and you may or may not see some of the glitter coming through the barrel. I will be able to because it's in front of me, hopefully. And sometimes you can just squeeze, oh, I see it. You can squeeze a little bit on your acrylic block too if you're gonna be doing like several cards, but I see that it came through the barrel. So then I'm just gonna take my cap and I'm gonna hit it, like tap it on there, and then it will do little splatters, although mine is not wanting to do it. So I'm gonna tap a little bit more aggressively to get those little sparkles on there. Again, you can like squeeze and see, I just got a little glob there. This might be easier for you too. And then you can have even more little glitter to kind of spritz around your project. Okay, then you can just wipe that off or save it. Okay, we're gonna set this aside to dry for a moment, and we're gonna take our Dearest friend, and you'll probably have a straight strip, but what I'm gonna do is, what I plan to do is cut this out with a pair of scissors right here under my card. I'm gonna just kind of fussy cut around this. So, here we go. And you can, again, keep it straight if you want. All right, so now we have we're gonna put this card together. So I used the new, I think they're called iridescent. I don't even know what they're called. I'll have to look. I started using these iridescent gems that are new, and they just came back in stock, and then I'm almost out of them, and I thought I had another package and I didn't. So I'm going to use all different kinds of whatever we have to show you that there's a lot of things that can coordinate. Okay, I'm just cutting around here. I got it kind of a little tight here, so just trying to go I like to leave a little white edge. Okay, there we go. There's our little word. Now we can throw this stuff away. And we're gonna come in with our, so can you see? It's not picking it up. Maybe if I turn it the other way, you can see there's a lot of like shimmery sparkle in the background. Kind of like, you can probably, if I hold this, you'll see it's on there. See it on the bottom of there? That's what it looks like on here. It's just a lighter color, so it's harder to see. Okay, so let's pull in our card base. This is thick white, and we're gonna give this a good crease. Hello, Debbie and Jennifer. All right, so there's that. And that is getting on my card, that Winka Stella, so you can take like a chamois, or I do have a little wipe here. I'm gonna wipe it off. So, I mean, who doesn't like a shimmer, but it might be a little too shimmery. We'll see. All right, so then I'm gonna take my adhesive, which I'm not sure where. I guess I'm gonna be using liquid glue today. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Ashley, it's at 7 o'clock tonight, Eastern time zone. Yes. Because my daughter is helping me, and my husband too. But she still has school tomorrow, so we're doing it at 7. Tomorrow is her last day. She has a half day, but so we're doing it at 7 because I'm not sure if it'll take, it should take a little, last time it took like hour and 20 minutes or so. So somewhere in there. Okay, when I turn the camera, I'm going to show you, this is like so incredibly pretty. I can't even describe it. With that Winka Stella, just really gives it a sparkle. So we're going to get a little bit, we're going to use the dies as we go on with these cards. This is just kind of like our starter out card, like simple stamping. Stamp ink on the paper. Okay, so now we have this. I'm just gonna tap because I don't know if all my little shimmery stuff is good. And then we're gonna take our sentiment here, and we're going to take our dimensionals, and we're going to cut this. I'm ripping the edge because I did not grab my little mini dimensionals. Actually, you might be thinking of a team meeting. So yeah, that might start at 7 too, or 6:30. I think that starts at 6:30. I don't know. Well, you'll have to look on that Facebook page and hopefully it says. Okay, so this we're gonna put right here. This Dearest Friends. I just really wanted to pick up the shimmer. Okay, and then we're gonna take some embellishment. So again, there's so many different choices that you can pick, and these were again what I used on my sample cards. They're called iridescent faceted gems, and these are what I used, but then I'm running out. So you could use the iridescent pearls. There's so many different things. Actually, I'll help you when I get off the video. I'll make sure you're where you need to be. No worries. So I think I'm going to use the iridescent pearls for this one just because I like that they have 2 different sizes. These one did have 2 different sizes, but I used them all. And so I'm going to have to get more. And now that they're back in stock, I can do that. So I'm going to take some of these pearls and right here. Stephanie said, where do you get the magnetics for your dies? I've got them from several places. My latest ones I purchased off of Amazon, which I have linked in my Amazon storefront. And they have adhesive backing to them. So you cut them down and then they're like taped into our clear cases. I have a YouTube video on this as well. In the video, I don't think I used the magnet or the adhesive ones. I was using like tear and tape. But I really like the adhesive ones because it just peels right off. But I've got them before at Menards, like any home place. But I really like the ones I got off Amazon. So if you check out my Amazon storefront, they're in there. Okay, so I added 5 little pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is, these pearls really tie in. I just really want that shimmer. Sorry, I started peeling off the nail polish off my thumb there last night. Let me put my in there. I really want you to see how pretty this is. It's not picking up on camera, but there's our first card. And here it is with these other little gem things. But the pearls look really pretty too. Oh, and then the inside. We can't forget the inside. So that little leftover strip, what you can do is add a little bit of glue and tie that into the inside of your card. Just like this. Okay, so we're gonna put this, you could put it at all the way to the bottom. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a gap and set that down there. And then because it's going off, I'm gonna then just flip it over and trim the ends off. Yeah, if you do use my Amazon link as well, just know that I do get a small commission. If you use my link, even if you don't buy anything that I have linked on there, if you go to my Amazon thing and purchase whatever, I know a lot of us buy stuff off Amazon, that just gives me credit. So thank you to all I don't know who buys from me, it's because of privacy, but I do see. So there's our first card. I hope you love that. All right, now we're going to step it up a little bit. So our next card, we're going to do, I really want to do the purpley one, but I think we're going to do this one. Although, where did I put my cards at? Right here. All right, this one, we're going to do kind of like, almost like some muted colors. Pretty peacock. We'll have a wild wheat, which I did emboss with the, what did I do with that folder? It's the distressed, one of the distress folders. In wild wheat, you can emboss it whenever you want. You're going to have a white piece for the inside. You will have a little banner. And you're going to have a square, a pretty peacock. And then you will get the full piece of this paper. I did cut this one down to 3x3. I just already did that, the 3x3. So you'll find your paper and then you'll have a scrap of pretty peacock because we're going to die cut this little shape. I just did that to save time from the die. So you'll have a scrap of this to do your die cutting. So what we're going to do is we use this die right here. And what I did is I took the adhesive sheets. You guys, the first one I didn't think of it, but they come in 6x12. So you just like glue your cardstock on one of the sides. It has little pieces. You just peel it back and then you run it through and now it's like a giant little sticker. So I just did that to save a little bit of time. But before we go any further, cut your designer paper down. It's a 6x6 and you're gonna get cut it to 3 by 3. So you'll get 4 of these out of a sheet. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut them in 1-inch strips. So 1, and then just like that. Okay, so I saw a card like this online made by, oh my gosh, I can't remember her last name. It was Carol, and I changed it, but I was inspired by her card anyway. So we're gonna move these pieces. What am I doing? Let's fold our card base. Okay, let's do that. Let's glue some of these pieces together. So here's our card base. Then we have the wild wheat. Again, I just pre-embossed it to make the video go a little bit faster. Again, the die cutting machines are 10% off. This one I had to use the larger machine, but for all the die cutting for my little flowers and stuff for today, I use the little mini one. So I do use both of my machines, and now is a great time to get one if you need one or the other, or both, or I don't know what you guys need. Thank you for sharing, Peggy. Okay, so there we have that. And now let's do a little bit of stamping. So for this card, we're going to stamp our sentiment on this banner, and we're also going to stamp on the inside. And I have Pretty Peacock here. Again, love the coordination. And on the inside, we're going to stamp this right here, this flower, and we're also going to stamp Thinking of You Fondly. So I have those right here, that and this. We're going to use this stamp a few more times today. I love this stamp. We're done with this. I'm going to change out my block. And for this one, we're just going to ink this up. This is going to go on the inside of our card. So we're going to have a pretty inside as well as the outside. There's that. Now I did get ink on here. I'm going to wipe that off so it won't transfer onto my cardstock. And now, thank you guys. I see your comments. Beautiful card. Okay, and then I need a smaller block to do our words, and then we're done stamping. So on this little banner, we're gonna stamp the Thinking of You Fondly. Okay. Let me close this up, and we will start putting this together. Okay, this goes on the inside. I don't know what I did with my Stampin' Seal. Like, it's gone. I don't know. I usually have a few of them around here, but I went to change. I don't know what I did. I'll find it after the video, but the Tombow glue works well as well. Anytime I have a dark card, I always love to layer white in it especially, and it's so pretty to carry over that little flower image. Now we have these pieces, because you're going to pretend we die cut that out of the Pretty Peacock and we stamped that. That will already be done in your kit. Our designer series paper. We're going to add a little bit of glue and stick this. I can see comments from both Facebook and YouTube, Deborah. I am live streaming on both currently, so I can see both of those comments coming through on my end. But if you're on one, no, depending on which one you're on, you would only see comments from that, only that platform. But I am live on both. Okay, now I'm going to put the bottom one down. It's just going to have a little bit of a gap. And then we're going to do this one. Yes, Georgia, you're absolutely right. I'll find it as soon as I'm done. Okay, and then this one is gonna go right in the middle. So I'm just kind of keeping a little bit of space, and that's what it looks like. Isn't that so pretty? Now we're gonna go into our card, and we're gonna pop that up with some dimensionals. So I'm gonna put 4, 1 on each side. So I did not want to miss crafting with you guys this week. It's one of my favorite things to do, is to bring you creativity and new card ideas and use new stamps and bundles. And so and then also with the schedules of everything, it's like, well, the only day I have available is whatever this day is, Wednesday evening. So I guess that's when we're gonna do it, and we're going to bump up the video. So because I use the adhesive sheets, you're just gonna peel this off just carefully. This is a pretty little dainty die cut. Again, you'll have a scrap so you can die cut that. And then I'm going to place this on here. Now a little bit will go off the edge, and that's okay. I don't mind that. I'm gonna stick that on there. Isn't that so pretty? And then what you're gonna have in your kit is a piece of this pretty peacock metallic ribbon. Now, if you are in the card club and you did the Extend the Experience, you're gonna get a whole bolt of this beautiful ribbon, which coordinates with this pack of paper as well. So you're gonna get a piece of this. What I did is I took it, I'm gonna show you because I already have it done, because you'll get 2, you can make 2 cards out of this. So this is really light ribbon, it's easy to tie a bow, but I wanted it skinnier than what it is already. So I just took my paper snips, have really good sharp paper snips. These are the Stampin' Up ones, and I just went right down the middle and I cut it. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just close to the middle. So you're gonna separate it and make it skinnier. So can you see how it's like separated now? So you're gonna do that down the piece of ribbon I give you. I will give you this ribbon that will be tucked in your kit. So then you're left with a much skinnier piece. And what I did is I looped it around like what did I do? I just looped it around like a little figure 8. Like this. It's gonna be probably longer than what you need. So then you're gonna grab it in the middle, and then over here you're gonna use a little bit, you're gonna use a mini glue dot or your seal. Look at, I'm like out of mini glue dots. Yep, those ones are out. I got another one here. So I'm gonna stick this on a mini glue dot. Okay. Thank you, Marilyn, for liking and sharing. You guys have really inspired me to bling. Now I have to try ribbon. This skinnier, yeah, I liked that. Sometimes you just want your ribbon a little bit skinnier, so don't be afraid to cut it down the middle. I did that with Pretty in Pink for our stamp camp too. So if you guys took that Lily Pond stamp camp, where's the little thing, the sticky? There we go. Okay, so then we're gonna stick that on there like that. Then we're gonna take our banner and we're gonna add some dimensionals. And I'm gonna put one on each side of this. So this is gonna kind of hold my little ribbon in place as well. Your little dimensionals. Then you can kind of twist it a little bit if you want. This is gonna come over here. Now this ribbon might fray a little bit because we cut it, and I don't mind that. Sometimes I do mind that. Today I don't. I'm gonna trim the end off a little bit on each side. If you don't want it to fray, then just use the whole piece. You can do that too, or you can tie a bow. So you can change it up. But there is our card so far. And now we're gonna add some, again, on this one, I added the iridescent rhinestones. You see those there. So I thought for this one, I would use these. The Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock Foil Gems, which again, if you did the Extend the Experience for Card Club, you're going to get a full pack of these. I know like 80 of you did that. So we're going to take these and then we will add these to our card. So I like showing you how you can use probably things you already have too, or that I've already sent you in different kits and classes. So there is that card. So that's with the Pretty Peacock, and these are with the Iridescent. So isn't that so pretty with that die cut from the Thoughtful Wishes? And then again, we stamped the inside. So that's our second card. All right. Thank you, Georgia. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for hopping on. Okay, the next card might be one of my favorites. Actually, it was the last card I designed, and I'm going to skip to it right now because I can't wait to make it. I like all these cards, but this one is just so pretty. Okay, so this card, you are going to have these pieces in your kit. You're going to have a thick white card base, a piece of basic white, and you're going to want to emboss it, and I use the exposed brick, which I believe is back in stock as well. Exposed brick. You could use any folder. You're going to have a piece of petunia pop, and you're also going to have a scrap piece of white and a scrap piece of mossy meadow to do some die cutting, which I did do, but you'll have a little piece of that in your kit. And then for this one, you're going to want to find this piece of paper, which might be one of my favorites. I just really like these trees and these little pops of color and these little like flowers down here. So that's what we're going to want for this card. So for this one, let's cut our designer paper down so then we can put it together. So again, the paper comes 6 by 6, so we're going to cut it at 3. So then you can make another card with this. So you can save this piece. I'm going to use the one that has like the 2 trees. Now I'm going to pay attention to how I cut this because I want these purple in my card, both of these little purples. So I'm going to turn it like this and kind of I can see in my track where it's going to be. So I'm going to cut the bottom off. And then this way I'm going to go to 4 inches. So this piece is going to measure 3 inches by 4 inches. Again, if you're ordering from me, you will get the tutorial. So with all the measurements and supply lists as well. So there is our card piece. Okay, now let's go ahead and fold our card base. And I am going to cut out the die cut for this one because it's really big. So you will have a piece of Mossy Meadow, like a chunk of Mossy Meadow cardstock to die cut. So I love this little mini one at my desk. So I have my, let me zoom out. Maybe I am zoomed out all the way. Yeah, I'm zoomed out. So I like to use my gray plate number 3 just to die cut, and then a clear plate, which you can tell I use this. It looks like this after it's been used. Then we have our paper, and then we're going to go into the dies, and we're going to use, and I should have used adhesive sheets, but this giant one right here, we're going to use this, and we're going to put our top plate on. And I like to, can you see it says top? And then when the bottom gets really bad, I'll flip out and use the top. So you can buy replacement plates. So I'm going to run this through. Okay, so if they're intricate, sometimes I go back. So I run it through twice. Usually the first few times you run it through, it's fine, but if you do like a ton, then sometimes you need to do that. So then we have this. And then you have this beautiful die cut. Now this is kind of big. So what I did for this card, so then you can throw your little scrap away. I like to tap this to get all the, it kind of taps out a lot of the pieces too. So I took this and I actually kind of cut this in the middle because I didn't want it quite so long. So it is, you can see, it's pretty big. There's a lot, there's pieces in there. So you got to get out all your little pieces. But then I did go in the middle and I cut it in half. So if you want the whole thing, you can use it as well. So again, you're gonna want your own little dies to get this greenery. Okay, so then we're going to throw these little bits away. We don't need them. And we're gonna come in with our pieces. So on here and here, we're gonna do a little bit of stamping, and we're gonna use this image right here, and we're gonna use the thanks. This one right here, it says thanks. And right here. And I'm using 2 different colors of ink. I'm using Petunia Pop and Blackberry Bliss. At least that's what I hope to use. Here's the Blackberry Bliss. Again, these colors tie in on the colors on the back of the paper. It tells you all the coordinating colors. So we have our ink pads here. We're gonna take this. This one we're gonna do in the dark color, and we're going to stamp that on our thing like so. And then I'm just wiping it off. I have my chamois here and a baby wipe. I have both. And then on the little one, we're gonna stamp in Petunia Pop the thanks, like that. All right, I think we're done stamping, so we're gonna close this up. Am I done stamping? Done stamping. All right, I'm gonna close this. And then your dies in here, this one will cut out this image perfectly, but I just went ahead and did that ahead of time. Just kind of how we did the other one. You just run it through, and then you have that beautiful die cut. So we're gonna do what we did on the other thing, and we're going to pull in some Wink of Stella. And do you see how it, like we did on the card number 1, can you see how it pulls in the color? Instead of being white, now it has this hint of purple from the ink because of the water-based ink pads. So it's really, I love that, and it has that little bit of shimmer. So I'm just gonna do that really quick on these leaves, so they're just not white, and a little bit on the flowers too. It just kind of bleeds that ink out and gives you the shimmer. Okay, I think we got it. So there we go. Now we're gonna put the card together. I'm gonna set that aside. So this card, you're gonna want some linen thread, which I know you guys have. You're just gonna wanna grab some linen thread or white baker's twine, something like that. Okay, so after you emboss this, you're gonna glue that down to your card base. You toss the crumbs on the floor. Georgia, if you saw the floor in my room, I don't intentionally do that, but you might think I did, but based on all the pieces and bits all over my floor, there's quite a lot, so you're not alone there. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to you. Okay, so I added my glue. Now this is going on our card front. I love giving that just extra layer of texture on our card, so it's just not so plain. And then we have these 2 pieces. So what I did for this is I took my bone folder. I haven't done this in a long time. Kind of like I'm holding my thumb and I'm pulling it, and I'm just kind of distressing this piece a little bit. If you guys know me and follow me, you know I do all my cards. I like them straight. I don't like things that are crooked, although I kind of do things sometimes crooked because I can't see the best nowadays. But I'm just breaking down the fibers in this card stock, and it's gonna make it look a little crinkly, and you'll see especially on these edges it kind of like comes apart a little bit. So I did that. You don't have to do this if you don't want, but I'm trying to always teach you guys some different things to do too. So we have this, and then I'm gonna just take a little bit on the edges of this and kind of do a little bit of that too. Just a little on this, not a whole lot on this paper. So just a little bit. All right, and now I'm gonna come in and I'm going to glue this down. You could even like crumble it a little bit if you wanted and like do something like that. Most of it's going to be covered though. All right, so take your glue and add it to the back, and then I'm going to put this one is going to go kind of straight on like so. I kind of want that to be torn. Okay, so there we have that. And now we're going to take this designer paper that we cut down 3 inches by 4 inches, and I'm just going to offset that a little bit so that petunia pop shows just a little bit behind. And I'm going to glue this flat down. Oh, look at how pretty that back side is. Okay, do you guys ever do that with your bone folder to do that, make your paper like that? I can't say I do that very often, but it does give it a different look. So then this is gonna go, I'm just gonna offset it a little bit like that. And if you want that to go the other way, just use that bone folder and kind of bend it a little bit if you want. All right, so there we have that. Now we're gonna take our, this green piece here that we die cut. I'm gonna get out the remaining little pieces. If you can't get the pieces out, you can use the take your pick tool. There's this little pokey part, and that, just be careful, but that will get out all of those remaining pieces. And then we're gonna put this like over here, and then this piece is gonna kind of come like that over top of it. So that little green piece is gonna be peeking out. So that's why if we had this one is kind of really big. So if you want that, you can add the whole thing. It kind of is gonna cover up more than I want. So that's why I cut it in half. And then what I did is I took just a little bit of glue in the middle, and then this other piece we stamped is gonna help anchor this piece down. So just a little bit of glue here. Nadine, I can't find my Stampin' Seal. It's like missing somewhere on my desk. That's why I'm using it. It's a last resort. I do like it, but I don't normally craft my whole card with it. You're right. It's in a very safe and secure spot though. So then we have this one, and we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of here. You can tell I stamped on the back and didn't like it, so that's what's good about our paper. It's so high quality. You can flip it over and use the back side, and it's still good to go. Okay, so add our dimensionals, and this is gonna come, I'm gonna kind of like twist that so you can see more of that. That's gonna go right there. And then you're gonna take some linen thread. So this is like your base, this is like your glue. You just need to have linen thread or baker's twine in your craft stash. So I include this several times a year, and you guys tell me I don't need any more linen thread. It also is gets really tangly when you ship it. So just grab your own little thread or twine. I'm tying a double bow. I think on my other one I just looped it like the first card, but you can do this either way. I'm doing a double bow of the linen thread, and then I'm going to cut the end and these ends. So I got a little bow here. See that cute little bow, and then my glue dot. I'm going to put this on a glue dot right on my little, whoops, I skipped one. And then I'm going to put this kind of over here like that. And then my little thanks. We stamped the word thanks in the petunia pop. You could have it straight just like all the others. I'm going to kind of trim it out a little bit. It'll show up. I have several, but I usually have some in my adhesive kits that I take with me places, or have you know, I don't know what I did with them. I've been trying to get ready for that kit sale tonight, so yeah, who knows, I'll find it. All right, here is our little thanks, and again, you could use whatever sentiment that you guys like. But then to put this on, I am also, if you have the mini dimensionals, which they're with my seal, I'm going to take just the edge here and rip that off and put this behind here. We still have one more card to make. This one might be my favorite one. I don't know why. I just really like, maybe it's the colors in here. I can't say that. The first card was really pretty, really, really pretty too. Okay, so I have my little dimensionals. I'm going to kind of cover the center of that bow and just pop this thanks right down there. And because this has a little bit of the shimmer, we're going to add some little bling. Again, I'm going to use this time, what am I going to use? I'm going to use, I bought all different kinds of stuff, and I wanted the pearls, these ones. So these are coming in the card club this month. They're the trio pearls, and there's like an orange and a bluish color, and then this like purpley berry burst blackberry bliss. They are going to be perfect on this card, this like purpley color. So I'm going to take a couple of these and put them on the card over here. These are all the same size, these pearls, but they are pretty. Okay, and I'm going to put 3 on like that. So here is our third card with these little pearls. I'll have pictures too. And then here it is with the iridescent rhinestones. See, they're just a little bit more like subtle but sparkly. But there is our third card. What do you think of that one? Let me move the glue out of the way. Card number 3. Okay, and our last card, we got one more card to make. So we have these so far. Okay, we got one more. And this one is right here. Okay, so our last card is this. This is what you're gonna have. You're going to want your linen thread again, and for this card you're going to want Mossy Meadow ink, or that's what I'm using. That's the color of our card base. So we got this one. Okay, so we have a card base in Mossy Meadow. You're going to have 2 pieces of basic white, one for the outside and the inside. They're exactly the same size, 5 1/4 by 4. You're going to have a strip of Mossy Meadow and a strip of basic white. Now for this card, you're going to want to find through that beautiful paper this piece right here. This is so beautiful. and we're going to trim this down on your paper trimmer. So I want, this green is all along here. So I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4, 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to go here and cut that off. All right, and there is what we're going to use on our card. So again, if you get your orders in by the end of Sunday, because you guys have asked me, when you do the 4 cards, we want the option to get to order to get your card kits. So I hear you, and we're going to do that. You have till Sunday, and you'll get to make all 4 of these cards with the host code, and you're going to get a half a pack of this designer series paper with plenty left over to make more cards. Okay, now this one, we're going to just go ahead and glue this together, and then we're going to glue the are we stamping on the, we're stamping on the inside. So let's do our stamping first. Okay, so we got our glue. We're gonna put this on here, just like this. And we're gonna just glue this one all flat. Okay, so there we have, this is gonna go on the front here. All right. So there's that. Now we're gonna do our stamping. So we're gonna do stamping on all 3 of these pieces. So the first thing we need to do is find the stamp set, which is right here. We're gonna stamp this on the inside, and we're going to, I did do that, I lied. I thought I only used Mossy Meadow. I use Petunia Pop. And then I'm gonna use that little splatter stamp again, just on this green piece. And then for this one, I'm going to stamp I Appreciate You, because I feel like there's a lot of people that I could send a card that says that to. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing, let's do our Petunia Pop. Again, this coordinates with the colors on the outside. We're going to stamp this flower on the inside, just like that. And then we're done with that. And I'm going to wipe that off. And then if you want to be a little extra, you can take your Winka Stella and color in some of those images and add just more sparkle, a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to add this to the inside of our card. This is a really dark color. It's very pretty, but it definitely needs a white layer on the inside to write your message with. Okay. So now on this paper, this is what inspired me to do on my last card, because I skipped ahead. So we're gonna take this strip. So we don't have a lot of ribbon choices right now. We have like the 5 new in colors and a beige and some iridescent trim, and I love ribbon. If you guys follow me, you know I love ribbon, and we just don't have a ton. So this little 3/4 inch strip of cardstock that I'm kind of breaking down, which again, this is where I got the idea for the last card we did. I'm basically kind of gonna make my own little paper strip that's kind of gonna act as ribbon. So I pulled it with my bone folder in all the different directions. You can even crumble it up. Remember we had that white crinkle ribbon? That was kind of like not my favorite, but this kind of reminds me of that, but it's thicker. So I'm going to smooth it out now. And now I'm going to take that little splattered image, and I'm going to stamp that on there with the Mossy Meadow, and then we're going to stamp our word in that as well. So just give me a second. Okay, so I'm just gonna, you'll be able to see, hopefully let me clear. I'm just gonna kind of go all over this piece, kind of like that. And then just clean that off. And then the last thing is our words, and I'm just gonna do that in the Mossy Meadow on this little 1/2 inch strip right there. There we go. This kind of blends in to that silicone mat. All right, we're done with our stamping. Now let's close this up. All right. And we're gonna bring in our card here. So this I'm gonna put across here, kind of just like across the bottom there. If you don't like that, you can just leave it plain too, but I wanna show you how to use the stamps as well, different ways, perhaps. So add your glue, and we're going to stick this along the bottom, like so. And then I'm going to take that twine again. I love linen thread, you guys. It's great stuff. It coordinates with so many different products, and especially if you don't have a ton of choices. The Petunia Pop ribbon would probably be really pretty too, but I wanted something thinner, kind of like the how we cut that one of the first cards in half. That's why I like the twine, because it's light and you can just do a lot with it. So I made another double bow with my linen thread, and I'm just gonna trim that. Okay, so there's our pretty little bow. And now we're going to stick this over here with a glue dot right here. Sometimes I have a hard time stamping straight also. Who said that? I saw a comment. Peggy, I do too. But if you cut a lot of white card bases, 5 1/4 by 4, you will have an unlimited supply of these strips, and just keep practicing over and over. And you can do the back side, because especially if you're using Stampin' Up paper, you can use the front and back. And that's how I do it, because sometimes mine's not straight either. Okay, so then this piece I want to come here, and I'm gonna take my scissors, and I'm just gonna cut this end at an angle, and then I'm going to use some dimensionals for this little strip. Again, I don't want a lot going on with this card, because this paper looks like it was hand painted. It's so pretty. And we're gonna put this right up against here, just like this so far. And then again, we want some sparkles. So this is a card with the iridescent gems, faceted gems. Again, we have the iridescent pearls, or we have those purple ones, look so pretty. Also on this card, you could use like the gold sequins. Like I'm telling you, we have so many embellishments I probably sent you guys. Use whatever you want. I feel like I'm going to use the iridescent. I could use the purple ones. I don't know which ones. Or these ones are a little bit skinnier, so they won't be as bumped up maybe for shipping, because I probably will mail this card. So I'm looking for my take your pick tool, and I'm going to use the iridescent pearls, and I'm going to put a couple of these on here. I feel like they're really little, so maybe we'll add a few more than the other card. Maybe like that. Maybe I want to move this one. And then I want to move this one up a little bit. There we go. Okay, here is our, yes, Donna gave you a good tip too, Peggy, Donna Joy. She said you could stamp your words and then cut them out too. Yes. Okay, so here is our last card. And then on the inside, we have pretty flowers. And here's those faceted gems are really pretty too. So there you go. All right, let's show all 4 cards. You can tell me what your favorite is, if you have a favorite, or if you can pick a favorite. Let me move the liquid glue. Now we can find our seal. Now that we're all done, it will magically appear. That's how it always happens, right? Okay, so this was our 4th card. All right. Then we have our third card. So I did this first, and then that gave me the idea to kind of like do this. So here's card number 3. Okay. And then we had our second card was this one. Oh, I just love this. I love it so much. So this paper and this bundle is, you guys, it's a must-have. And it's on sale. So if you don't have it, oh my, it's great. And then this card. Okay, this card, you cannot even see how beautiful it is on camera. But there is this card as well. So we just made 4 cards. I will send you the supplies to make all 4 cards. You're going to get a half a pack of this designer series paper. See, I had planned on using this paper too because I thought it was so pretty. And then, but there's so many more papers in here you'll get. So you'll get half pack of the paper. If your order has to go over $50 this time. I normally do a 35 and a 50, but like 99.5% of you do the 50. So this one is $50 minimum. With the host code, you'll get these. You have until Sunday, and you're gonna love them. Let me turn the camera around and see if I do it up here, if the light is a different angle, and you can see. Oh, maybe. Do you see the sparkle on it now? Yes. See that Winka Stella on there? Yeah, it's very, very pretty. Let me show you all of them this way. Here is this card. You can see a lot of the details. Here is this card. See that shimmer there? And we have this card. I can turn off that host code too. So I hope that you guys loved all of these cards. I had to scoot over. I kind of rolled over when I was creating them. They're all so pretty, all so different, but the paper is the star of the show, and this beautiful Thoughtful Wishes bundle, you can still get it while it's on sale. Okay, let me see your comments. Marcia said, I love all of them. If I have to choose, I would pick the last one. All of your cards are beautiful. Thank you, guys. I like all of them, but I think I like number 2 the best. See, I love how you guys all like different ones. Love them all. Number 1, I like 1 and 3 the best. It's so hard to choose. They're all so pretty. Thank you. I know. I tried to use different ways to use it, stamping directly on, you know, some different things, and then using the different dies and just doing some fun different things. So I hope you guys love this. Thank you so much for all your support, for sharing, for commenting, for ordering, for taking my classes. We're trying to get to the $1 million by the end of September. So anytime you do any of those things, it all helps out. Tonight we will be live at 7 p.m. in the private group. It's been linked and emailed out, so join that group if you're interested in that. We have over 200 kits again, and it's going to be a fun time to do that sale tonight. We'll go over all the rules and all that this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did not want to miss out on stamping, so that's why we're here live now. Okay. All right. Those of you that do order will also get the tutorial for these 4 cards. So if you ordered the first 2 weeks of June, your kit will be shipped out hopefully tomorrow. Today, I'm waiting for my box to come from Stampin' Up. I do expedite the product, so you don't wait like 2 weeks. But it's coming today, I believe. And so then I can hopefully get those out tomorrow or Friday at the latest. Okay, I will see you guys later. Have a great day. I'll hopefully see you tonight. Bye, everyone.